Good morning, circuit riders. We are doing another section of Route 66 today in California. So excited. We've done New Mexico and Arizona in the RV. Years ago, we did a little section of the Oklahoma 66, and now we're going to do California and end up in Santa Monica. This is Elmer's Bottle Tree Ranch. You may have heard of it before. It's a famous spot on 66. This was not here in the 50s and 60s. It was actually started in the year 2000 by a guy named Elmer. He died in 2019, but the bottle ranch is still here for people to walk through. So we're gonna have a little tour here, and then we're gonna start driving down Old Route 66 and see what else we can see today. Since we have a few Route 66 videos now, I went ahead and made a playlist. So if you go to our channel on YouTube and click the playlist tab, you can see all of those videos grouped together. And there's lots of other playlists there too. So if you wanted to go back and watch some old videos, but you didn't want to go through everything, click on a playlist that you're interested in, and it'll give you a good snapshot of what we've traveled. Coming up, we have the Mojave River Steel Bridge. This was built in 1932, so it was part of the original Route 66, and it's a little bit unique because it crosses the river at an angle, so all of the iron girders on it are angled. I guess that's kind of unique. Now, Route 66 in California, the entire stretch of it, 315 miles, is intact, and you can drive the whole thing. And as far as I can tell, there were not a lot of deviations or realignments from the original route like there were in New Mexico and Arizona. So this is the original road and still continues to be Route 66 today. There are two different Route 66 museums in California. This one is in Victorville, and it's only open on the weekends and it's free, so we're gonna pop in.
Go right there south of Holton. I went with green because lots of trees.
Oh, yeah. For our mainland.
That's kind of cool.
I'm gonna get this t-shirt. I like that it has all the states on it. I don't have any really Route 66 memorabilia. And there's some cool wall hangings here too.
There's a lot of Route 66 memorabilia.
Hey, we got some cool souvenirs in there and some good intel on how to follow 66 south of here. So we're gonna take a drive down to San Bernardino. Route 66 does follow Interstate 15 here for a while, but we're gonna get back off in just a little bit. Look at those beautiful mountains in the background.
Look at the traffic in the foreground. Must be in California.
We've driven down to San Bernardino, and just off of Route 66 is this special McDonald's museum. This is the first McDonald's location that was opened in 1940 by Dick and Mac McDonald. Now, sometimes I've read the Des Plaines, Illinois McDonald's claims to be the first McDonald's, so here's a little research I did. This is the original restaurant that was opened by the McDonald's brothers in 1940. The Des Plaines restaurant was opened in 1955 by Ray Kroc, who was the, big owner of McDonald's that turned it into a big franchise corporation. So the one in Illinois was the first restaurant opened by him. It was actually the 9th McDonald's restaurant. The restaurant that was here in 1940 was a regular barbecue restaurant with car hop service. The girls would come out and put your tray on your car. And then after they developed their self-serve fast food system, they closed that barbecue restaurant and opened the first self-serve McDonald's here at the same location in 1948.
Wow, you know that McDonald's has produced so many toys for their Happy Meals. Here is the full set of 101 Dalmatians Happy Meals toys that was produced with the movie promotion in 1996.
All these toys are reminding me that when I was little, one year for my birthday, my friend got me a plastic McDonald's restaurant that you could put little trays of food on, then you could shove the conveyor belt down, like, you put your cafeteria tray on the line and then shove it down at the cash register. I forgot all about that toy until here. I don't see it here. That was a fun toy. Jason found it in this case. There it is.
That's why we have a lot of Filipinos that are like halfway.
The Wigwam Motel is a popular spot on Route 66. This complex was built in the late 1940s, but there are apparently several of these complexes around the country. I didn't know that. Kentucky, New Orleans, Orlando, Alabama, Arizona. So I think that this has been immortalized in many different TV shows and cartoons. You're probably familiar with it. But one thing I found interesting is that these are actually teepees, not wigwams. And I'm not clear exactly what a wigwam is, but the Wikipedia article says they're mistakenly referred to as wigwams, but really they're teepees. Our last stop for today is the Cucamonga service station in Rancho Cucamonga. This is the last surviving service station on Route 66 in California that is built in this original 1920s style. It was actually built in 1915. Route 66, which is right here, was built in the 20s and came right by the service station. So just another classic example of a Route 66 service station. We're gonna end here. It's getting dark and we will pick this up tomorrow on our way to Santa Monica. Good morning. We're continuing our drive today, picking up right after the Cucamonga service station. We've come back up to Route 66, so we're going to keep going. Now, I've had a little bit of trouble finding out how to navigate Route 66 through Los Angeles to get to the Santa Monica Pier. Now, you could just, take the highway to the pier, but I really love to stay on the original route as much as I can. So I've been scouring articles and maps and historical documents and trying to figure out. There's a couple different routes. Originally, in 1926, Route 66 ended in the middle of Los Angeles in the neighborhood of Skid Row. And there's a little sign there that indicates that, but we didn't really want to drive through downtown Los Angeles in a dually, and especially not through Skid Row. So the alternate 1936 route goes through West Hollywood, which I've been wanting to visit Hollywood anyway, and if this is my only chance to drive through there, I'll take it. So we're going to take the Santa Monica Boulevard through West Hollywood route. But when you're coming from San Bernardino to Los Angeles, it's a little bit dicey of where is Route 66. So after you get to the town of Azusa, the signs kind of are less. They don't disappear. We can see some little roadside signs that kind of say historic Route 66. I've been using this app called Route 66 Ultimate Guide to kind of give me some waypoints of historical things to see. And in the town here of Monrovia, there's a little service station, an old, there's not even any signage here, but I just know about it because it was listed on the app. And it's a couple of blocks off of the main road of Route 66. So I thought, well, maybe this wasn't really on 66, but it's still an example of an original gas station, so we'll come up here and see it. Well, we got up here, and there are Route 66 badges on the road here saying that this is historic 66. So I don't know if 66 originally came up here a few blocks and then looped back around. It's just really kind of a mystery that we're piecing together. But anyway, I wanted to see this service station, and we're just going to keep going the best we can. We've decided to try following those Route 66 badges that were on the road there by the service station, because I wonder if they go up to Foothill Boulevard and over. Let's see if we can find any more road badges. I have no idea why those were there. See my new Route 66 t-shirt that I bought yesterday? Jason said I'm old enough now that I can get away with having sequins on my clothes.
A bare minimum of bedazzlement is allowed post 50, and because you're an RVer. But that truly is the maximum allowed right there, just that one little bit.
All right, here's another badge.
Yeah, so this is...
So we are on the right route.
There's no indication I turned left here.
No, there isn't. But this is the main road.
Well, we were on the main road before.
But there's also nothing across the street that says 66. There's nothing to indicate to go straight, so I'm going to say turn left. Right, Foothill Boulevard.
So you just saw the Route 66 badge on the road there. I don't think you got it with video.
Yeah, I missed it, but there is.
This is something. This is part of it.
All right, on Foothill Boulevard, we are seeing badges on the road.
But it's not very well labeled on the lamp post or anything.
Yeah.
And they didn't label the turn there.
Right. Okay, so I think the key is that I did read that Route 66 also went through Pasadena. So now that we're on Foothills Boulevard, this goes to the city of Pasadena, and then we can go down to Santa Monica Boulevard. I think we're on the right route.
This feels older.
Yeah, it does feel...
This has the vibe.
More authentic, yep.
The houses, the style that we're driving through.
Okay, I just noticed on Google Maps that East Colorado Boulevard is labeled as West Historic Route 66. So we're going to get off of Foothills, go down a couple of blocks to East Colorado, and then keep going. Google Maps is a good resource because it does label the roads as Historic 66 in most sections. So I've found that really helpful. So on Colorado Boulevard, we're not seeing badges on the road, but there is signs on the lampposts now that say Historic 66.
At least one.
We're on the right track. Downtown Pasadena looks like it might have been here when Route 66 was in its heyday. These buildings look like 20s and 30s style.
Malintudo effect, I'd say.
In downtown Pasadena, we've just turned onto the South Arroyo Parkway, and this is the first section of Route 66 that was built over a modern highway. This road was built in 1940, and when Route 66 was realigned on the Arroyo Parkway, they're saying that it was kind of the beginning of the end of 66 and the turnover to the modern highway system. And now that we're on the parkway, we're just gonna let the GPS guide us to our next very special spot. I'll show you when we get there. The Hollywood Forever Cemetery is right off of Route 66, and it was a definite stop on my itinerary. I love everything with celebrity culture, and this was something that I wanted to see. There are old movie stars buried here, and here is one of the most intriguing, Charlie Chaplin. Died a few years ago. What a lovely afternoon to take a nice walk in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. And even if you don't care about any of the grave sites here, it's a nice, just little break in your day if you're on Route 66. Coming out of the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, we're going to take a little detour just 1 mile up the road to see Grauman's Chinese Theater. If I'm in Hollywood, I'm going to see all the things. We're almost to the end of our journey, but if you go all the way down Santa Monica Boulevard to Lincoln Road and turn left on Lincoln, you're going to end up at the Mel's Drive-In Diner, which was the official end of Route 66 in 1936. And there's a little sign there at that intersection that says Historic End of 66. But some people felt that that was a little bit lackluster. If they had driven all the way from Chicago on 66 to here, they wanted a little bit more fanfare for being able to complete the journey. So someone, I assume the city of Santa Monica, put a bigger end of the trail sign down at the Santa Monica Pier, and that's where we are headed now to end our journey. A little tip for you, if you are coming down here to the Santa Monica Pier to get a picture of yourself with the Route 66 sign and you don't want to stay all day, there is a short-term parking lot. It's for $1 per hour, 2 hours max. So we're just pulling in here for an hour to get our picture, and just for reference, you can fit a dually in this parking lot. Very tightly.